Every single morning is an invitation from God to rise up and rewrite the story of your life. The moment your eyes open, heaven hands you a new page. The question is, what will you write on it? Most people don't lose the day because they didn't have enough time. They lose it because they surrendered the first hour. If you can master your morning, you can master your life. When you wake up early, you're not just beating the clock, you're beating the version of you that used to make excuses. You're telling your old habits, you don't run me anymore. Every morning when that alarm rings, your destiny is knocking. It's not about being a morning person, it's about being a purpose person. The sun doesn't rise for those who wait, it rises for those who work. When you wake up early, you give yourself the space to think, to align, and to build before the noise of the world starts screaming for your attention. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Desire fey, L's good, but discipline changes lives. When that alarm goes off, your feelings will try to negotiate, but your purpose doesn't bargain. Winners don't wait to feel like it, they move first, and the feeling follows. You can't chase greatness from a comfort zone. Every time you choose discipline over desire, you strengthen your mind and train your spirit to follow through, not fall back. See, every five more minutes is not harmless. It's a message to your subconscious that comfort matters more than calling. Every time you hit snooze, you delay your potential. You can't pray for a better life and sleep through the opportunity to build it. Silence the excuses and amplify the execution. Excuses sound best to the person making them, but results sound better to everyone watching them. You don't need perfect conditions to start. You need consistent commitment to keep going. Before you check your phone, before you check your emails, check in with your soul. Command your mind before the world see. Commands it for you. Because the first voice you hear will set the tone for your focus. If the first thing you feed your mind is negativity or distraction, you hand control of your peace to something that doesn't deserve it. Start your day with intention. Speak life, not limitation. Feed your spirit truth, not trends. The world is loud, but wisdom whispers. You just have to wake up early enough to hear it. Gratitude is your fuel. When you wake up grateful, you rise with power. You stop focusing on what's missing and start magnifying what's possible. Gratitude is not weakness, it's alignment. It puts your heart in a posture to receive more. You can't be bitter and blessed at the same time. Every morning you wake up is a reminder that you've been given another chance to get it right. Don't let that gift go unwrapped. The person who can thank God in the morning is the same person who can handle storms in the afternoon. And remember this, success is not built in marathons, it's built in Mo. It's the small, consistent wins that compound into massive breakthroughs. The way you start your day determines how you carry yourself through it. Read something that grows you. Write down what you're grateful for. Move your body. Speak affirmations over your life. These aren't random habits, they're spiritual investments. Every small win creates momentum, and momentum creates transformation. If you keep winning your mornings, you'll eventually win your years. Because success doesn't come from one big act of greatness, it comes from the discipline of daily excellence. The morning is your proving ground. It's where character is built, where faith is strengthened, and where dreams are activated. Don't let another sunrise pass you by while you're still negotiating with sleep. Wake up with purpose. Wake up with power. Wake up with gratitude. You weren't created to drift. You were created to dominate. The morning belongs to the ones who move with intention, who speak life over vision, who refuse to let the world decide their mood. So tomorrow morning when the alarm sounds, remember this, your purpose is waiting for you to wake up. Start your day right and you'll start your life right. Rise early, speak boldly, move intentionally, and watch how your entire world begins to shift in your favor. Mastering your morning is more than just waking up early. It's about taking ownership of the first chapter of your day before the world writes it for you. The morning is sacred. It's where clarity is born, where decisions are sharpened, and where your energy aligns with your assignment. When you master your morning, you're not just adjusting your schedule, you're adjusting your destiny. The way you start determines how you stand. Most people stumble through their days reacting to problems because they never took time to prepare their spirit for purpose. But when you command your morning, you walk into the day with intention, not hesitation. You become proactive, not reactive. The morning is where leaders are built, not by luck, but by consistency. When you rise early, you separate yourself from the average. Because while the world is sleeping, you're sowing. And every seed of discipline planted in the morning becomes a harvest of success later in the day. Think about it. Your morning is your mirror. It reflects what you truly value. If you wake up and the first thing you do is scroll, you're training your mind to chase distractions. But if you wake up and the first thing you do is pray, plan, or prepare, you're training your soul to pursue direction. How you treat the morning determines how life treats you. A scattered morning produces a scattered life. A focused morning produces a powerful one. When you master your morning, you anchor your emotions before the world shakes them. You create peace before the chaos begins. You choose victory before challenges even appear. You can't expect to live a winning day if you start it with losing habits. The great ones understand that mastery begins before the spotlight turns on, before anyone is watching. It begins in the quiet, when it's just you, your thoughts, and your vision. So don't just wake up, rise up with purpose. Don't just start your day. Set it on fire with clarity, energy, and gratitude. The morning is the foundation of everything that follows. If you can win that first hour, you can win the entire day. And when you string enough winning mornings together, you don't just create success, you create mastery. Because once you master your morning, you master your life. Discipline over desire is the dividing line between dreamers and doers. Desire feels good, but discipline gets results. Desire will have you talking about what you want. Discipline will have you building it while others are still talking. See, desire is emotional. It comes and goes with how you feel. But discipline is spiritual. It stays when your feelings fade. When the alarm goes off and your body says, stay in bed. Discipline says, fed up, we've got purpose to chase. The moment you choose discipline over desire, you take control of your destiny instead of being controlled by your emotions. Desire wants comfort. Discipline wants character. Desire wants to feel good now. Discipline wants to live great later. Every time you act on discipline instead of emotion, you're training your future self to win. Because the truth is, consistency beats intensity every time. You don't become powerful by doing something once. You become powerful by doing it daily, especially when you don't feel like it. Those who rely on motivation will always stop when it gets hard, but those who live by discipline push through the resistance until breakthrough happens. Discipline is the difference between wishing for change and walking in it. It's saying, I'll show up even when I don't see results yet, because I know the process is working even when progress is invisible. Most people give up because they want fast fruit, without planting deep roots. But discipline knows that growth takes time, and every early morning, every repetition, every act of obedience compounds into something extraordinary. When you live by desire, you chase comfort and call it peace. When you live by discipline, you chase purpose and create freedom. Discipline teaches you to do what's right, not what's easy. It builds trust within yourself, because when you can count on you, no setback can stop you. Desire might spark your fire, but discipline keeps it burning long after the feeling fades. Every great achiever you admire didn't get there by feeling inspired every day. They got there because they made decisions that outlasted their emotions. The body gets tired, the mind gets distracted, but a disciplined spirit keeps showing up every time you rise when it's hard, every time you work when no one's watching, every time you say no to what weakens you. You're proving to yourself that purpose matters more than pleasure. That's what T separates those who dream from those who dominate. Discipline over desire is not just a choice, it's a lifestyle. It's the price of greatness, and it's worth every single morning you refuse to quit. Excuses are the language of limitation, but execution is the language of transformation. Every time you tell yourself why you can't, you delay the moment you could. Excuses sound good. They feel comforting. They protect your ego for a moment, but they imprison your potential for a lifetime. You can't talk your way into success. You have to act your way into it. The truth is, every excuse you make buys you temporary relief, but costs you permanent regret. You don't get paid for intentions. You get paid for execution. When you silence excuses, you take authority over your own story. You stop blaming the world, your past, your situation, or your feelings, and you start saying, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Excuses are easy because they require no effort, but execution demands sacrifice. It's easy to say, I'll start when I feel ready. But the people who win never wait to feel ready. They start and grow stronger as they move. Execution is faith in motion. It's believing that your action today can unlock the breakthrough you've been praying for tomorrow. Excuses keep you in the comfort zone, but execution pulls you into the growth zone. Every I can't becomes a wall that blocks your progress, but every I will becomes a door that opens new possibilities. You'll never rise higher than your level of responsibility. As long as you justify where you are, you'll never step into who you could become. Silence the excuses, because the more you explain your limitations, the more you reinforce them. Stop arguing for your weaknesses and start investing in your strengths. When you amplify execution, you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating them. You stop waiting for motivation and start building momentum. Action produces clarity. Movement attracts miracles. But you take consistent steps, no matter how small, the universe begins to align with your effort. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Every act of execution compounds. Every small win adds weight to your momentum until your results become undeniable. The reason some people stay stuck isn't because they lack opportunity, it's because they refuse to move. You can't climb while you're complaining. You can't grow while you're excusing. The world doesn't respond to your intentions. It responds to your execution. Every time you show up, you silence the doubt. Every time you act, you crush the excuse. Every time you move forward, even when it's hard, you tell your past it no longer has permission to dictate your pace. Excuses keep you average. Execution makes you exceptional. So stop rehearsing reasons and start producing results. Stop waiting for the right time. Make this the right time. Because the gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't filled with M, or talking, more thinking, or more wishing. It's filled with execution. The first battle of every day is not with your alarm clock. It's with your mind. The world is loud, but your spirit is quiet. And if you don't command your mind first thing in the morning, the world will do it for you. Every notification, every headline, every distraction is designed to pull your attention away from purpose and into noise. The moment you wake up, your mind is a blank canvas, and what you allow on it determines how you see the entire day. Command your mind before chaos commands it. Because if you don't set the tone, the world will set it for you, and it will never play your song. When you grab your phone before you grab your peace, you give your power away. You let other people's problems, opinions, and energy invade your spirit before you've even spoken life over yourself. You can't expect focus if you start your day feeding on distraction. The first voice you hear in the morning should be your on your goals, your gratitude, not your notifications. You must become the gatekeeper of your own attention, because your attention determines your direction, and your direction determines your destiny. Your mind is a battlefield, and the way you start your day determines which side wins. If you begin with worry, you attract more chaos. If you begin out-training your mind to look for solutions instead of excuses, opportunities instead of obstacles, your thoughts are seeds, and every morning you're planting what you'll harvest later. If you plant peace, you'll walk in strength. If you plant negativity, you'll walk in struggle. When you command your mind, you walk through the day with spiritual authority. You don't react to life, you respond with wisdom. You don't chase peace, you carry it. And that kind of mindset makes you unshakable. Because no matter what happens around you, you know how to control what happens within you. So before you give your time, your attention, or your energy to anyone else, give your mind a moment with your mission. Remind yourself you wake up with gratitude, you rise with peace instead of pressure. You stop looking at what's missing and start magnifying what's present. Gratitude doesn't change your circumstances instantly, but it changes how you see them, and that changes everything. Because the moment you become grateful, you start to operate from abundance instead of lack. You stop chasing more and start realizing you already have enough to build from. Gratitude creates altitude. It lifts your spirit, raises your awareness, and gives you the strength to soar above the weight of negativity. When you live in gratitude, you see opportunity where others see obstacles. You see lessons where others see losses. Gratitude opens your eyes to the hidden blessings that complaint keeps you blind to. It's not that grateful people have easier lives. It's that they've trained their hearts to find light in every dark place. They've learned that what you focus on expands, so they focus on favor, not frustration. Gratitude does. It means you ignore pain. It means you choose not to let pain define your posture. The truth is, life responds to a grateful heart. When you complain, you attract more reasons to complain. When you give thanks, you attract more reasons to celebrate. Gratitude is magnetic. It pulls in joy, peace, and progress. It reminds you that no matter how tough life gets, you still have breath in your body, purpose in your heart, and a future waiting to be written. You can't be bitter and blessed at the same time, because gratitude and resentment can't live in the same space. One always drives the other out. Gratitude also builds resilience. When you thank God for what's working instead of worrying about what's not, you find the courage to keep moving. Gratitude turns waiting seasons into preparation seasons. It teaches you patience because you start trusting that every delay has purpose. The more grateful you are, the more grounded you become, and the higher you can rise. Because a grateful heart can handle the altitude of success. It knows that everything it has is a gift, not an entitlement. Start each morning naming your blessings out loud. Thank God for the strength you still have, for the people who love you, for the lessons that shaped you. Gratitude is your spiritual fuel. It transforms ordinary mornings into sacred moments. When you lead your day with thanksgiving, you align your spirit with abundance. That's how you elevate your mindset, your emotions, and your entire life. Gratitude creates altitude. It takes you higher than fear, higher than doubt, and higher than anything trying to hold you down. Success isn't built overnight. It's built in small, consistent steps that stack on top of each other until they become something extraordinary. Every small win matters. Every choice to show up, even when you don't feel like it, compounds into something powerful. The problem is, most people underestimate the value of progress that isn't flashy. They want massive change immediately, but real transformation comes from daily disciplines. The small wins are the bricks that build the mansion of your future. When you commit to winning small, you develop the muscle of consistency. You teach yourself that motion matters more than magnitude. You might not conquer the mountain today, but you can take another step. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you're closer than you were yesterday. Each time you finish a task, keep a promise, or push a little further than you thought you could, reinforcing the identity of a finisher. And finishers always find favor because momentum follows movement. Momentum is like a snowball. It starts small, but as it rolls, it grows. You just have to keep it moving. Those little moments of follow-through, those quiet hours of work when no one's watching, those small victories others overlook, that's where greatness is born. When you focus on small wins, you stay present, grounded, and hungry. You stop waiting for one big. Break and start realizing that every morning is a new opportunity to advance. Small wins build confidence, and confidence fuels courage. Each completed task reminds your mind that you can be trusted to follow through. And that inner trust becomes the foundation for bigger victories. You don't climb by leaps, you climb by steps. You don't transform your life in one day. You transform it by how you use each day. That's why it's not about perfection, it's about progression. Celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the fact that you woke up early. Celebrate that you chose discipline over comfort. Celebrate that you finished the workout, that you read the page, that you made one more call. Those moments may seem minor, but they're miracles in motion. They are the evidence that you're building something unstoppable. Because the truth is, momentum doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing something and doing it consistently. Once momentum catches fire, it becomes your greatest ally. It makes effort easier, focus sharper, and progress faster. Small wins are what turn discipline into destiny. Keep stacking them, because one day you'll look back and realize it wasn't one massive leap that changed your life. It was the accumulation of 1,000 small wins that built unstoppable momentum. Every morning is a divine opportunity to rise higher, think clearer, and move closer to the person you're becoming. When you wake up early and take command of your day, you're not just managing time, you're mastering your life. Discipline becomes your foundation. Gratitude becomes your elevation, and execution becomes your proof. You silence excuses because they no longer serve the person you're becoming. You lead your thoughts before the world can distract them. You celebrate progress no matter how small, because every small win is sacred. It's evidence that you're growing, evolving, and aligning with your purpose. The truth is, transformation doesn't happen in one grand moment. It happens in the quiet mornings when no one's watching. It's built in those early hours when you choose purpose over comfort, focus over distraction, and faith over fear. The world doesn't give power. It responds to it. And when you start each morning in alignment, you begin to attract opportunities, peace, and progress that match your discipline. So don't waste another sunrise negotiating with your potential. Wake up early, command your mind, move with gratitude, execute with intention.